First of all, I want to thank all the Penn State media, the beat writers that have been covering us all year and made the trip down to Jacksonville. Very appreciative of how you do your job, first class way all the time. So I want to thank you guys for that. Played a good football team. Got to give those guys credit. They're a talented team. Won 9 games in a good conference. Got to give those guys credit. You can't come out and start slow the way we did and think you're going to beat that type of opponent in a bowl game. And that's not just offense. I think it's easy, obviously, to sit here and say offensively we started slow, but I really feel defensively that was the case in special teams as well. Defensively, we made some big plays later in the game, sacks, tackles for loss, momentum plays that we weren't able to get going early. And then, offensively, we weren't able to consistently run the ball, and we weren't able to consistently make plays when we needed to. I thought that opening drive, we got some momentum going, and then it stalled. We were trying to run the stretch play on offense versus their odd front defense, cover guys up, catch a crease, and get up in there. We weren't able to get Saquon going. And then, I thought special teams for the most part, I thought we did some good things. We left the one punt out in the middle of the field, which is the last thing we wanted to do against a good punt returner. Talked about that all week long. We did that, and that hurt us. Besides that, I thought Daniel punted the ball well. Besides that one, I thought Joey did a pretty good job. We had a chance to run the pop over on the sideline. It was a check with me on kickoff, the pop over kick. Based on their alignment of the last guy on the front, and we had it, and we just left it a little bit long, had a chance to make a play on it. So really proud of these guys. There are no moral victories. Told the guys in the locker room how much we appreciate the seniors, and I don't want them to leave the locker room until they've gone around and told each other how much they care about them, because this is the last time the 2015 football family will be together. But our guys battled. We battled. They should be very proud. They should walk out of that locker room with their chest out and their head up. We got a lot of work to do moving forward. And number one, I love these guys and I'm proud of them. The future is very bright.
All right, questions left.
Rich Scarcella, Reading Eagle. James, can you tell us about Christian Hackenberg's injury? What is it? What happened? And also, can you talk about how Trace McSorley played as the game went on?
I don't obviously get into specifics. Typically, it's the last game of the year, and I don't think it's anything really serious. He came down on his shoulder joint and sprained his shoulder joint. And as a quarterback, when you do that to that joint, it's painful and you lose strength. And he just fell on it funny, and he was able to go. He actually made some plays there. That drive, he was going to try to finish that drive. And then once he went inside, the trainers and the doctors didn't feel like he was going to be able to go well enough to continue playing. He just wouldn't have the strength in that arm to be able to do it. So he'll be fine. I think they x-rayed him and everything came back normal as well. It's just one of those things right in the joint. Once it gets inflamed, you're going to lose strength and power. So Trace came in. I think it took him a little bit to get going. A couple guys made some plays for him. It built his confidence, and he was able to go from there. I've told you guys before that in practice we do 2 minutes at the 2-minute drill at the end of practice a lot. And it's the 2 offense against the 1 defense, and he's been successful. I think there's a lot of confidence in our locker room. Mr. Godwin can speak on this a little bit more, but I think there's a lot of confidence in what he brings to the table. And it was good to see him go out there and have some success, something to build on. So pleased with him. But, again, for us to go where we want to go, we got to find a way to win these types of games.
Didn't have the kind of dominating game that he's been used to. What was going on there, and how much did it hurt that you weren't able to get him out and kind of wind up in your backfield a few times?
Yeah, they're good up front. They're good up front on the O-line. They're good up front on the defensive line. You watch bowl games across this country, the people that are winning up front are the people that are winning. I thought as the game went on, we were able to get some pressure and some sacks and tackles for loss, but we weren't early on. And that's what I was talking about starting slow. Early on, their quarterback was able to stand in the pocket and comfortably go through his progressions. And that's going to be difficult. You're going to have a long day if you're not able to put pressure on the decision maker back there, and we weren't able to do that early on. So that was what I was talking about the offense starting slow and the defense starting slow, because that's kind of who we are. We're when we're playing well, that's what we're doing. We're able to pressure the quarterback, and we're able to get tackles for loss.
Question?
When it became clear that you were not going to have Christian directly, right? Did you say anything to these guys, talk about it at halftime, or is it sort of a thing that goes without saying?
No, I'm going to answer your question. Then I'd love for somebody to ask Chris Godwin a question, because he's just sitting here, and he's really, really sharp and intelligent and articulate. I'd love for you guys to hear from him as well. No, I didn't mention anything to the team. Once again, Chris could probably speak on this better than me. I think our guys had a lot of confidence in Trace, so there was nothing that needed to be said. Christian was going to try to finish the series if he could. We ended up pulling him there right towards the end of the series. But those guys have seen Trace throw the ball well, make plays with his legs, and manage the game. He's gotten a lot of really good reps in practice. Obviously you never know completely till you do it in a game, but he was able to do it. And I think the other thing is guys rallied around him. One of the big things about playing the quarterback position is other guys stepping up and making a play for you when maybe the ball's not perfectly thrown, and come down with the ball. That's something that obviously this guy does extremely well in those types of plays. So, but no, we didn't have to make a comment.
Coach Todd Sadowski with Fox 44 News. I'll cheat. This is for both of you.
Awesome. Chris will answer first if that's okay.
Fantastic. You guys finished with an identical mark, 7-6, but I know you talked about how much progress is made. How different does this 7-6 season feel, and what are the areas you guys feel good about?
You want me to handle it, or you got it?
You can do it.
Okay. We tried. I do. I think there's progress. You look at conference record. There's progress that's being made. Not as much as anybody wants. The fans, no one more than the guys in the locker room, no more than the coaches and myself. But there is progress being made. I know. Talking about moving forward, there's an excitement that next year is the first year post sanctions. Well, we'll be back to the 85 scholarships and have the depth. And continue to be able to develop our guys, so there's excitement about that. Last year we start the season not being able to be able to go to a bowl game. That changes as the season goes on. This year we got close to the 85, but not there, and we'll be able to get back to it. So I think there's excitement about that moving forward. Got a bunch of young guys, starts and reps and opportunities this year. That's going to continue next year as well. But I think there is progress. There's progress in terms of trust. There's progress in terms of relationships. There's progress in terms of the program and what we're doing it, because there's been very different styles over the last three regimes. And it really comes down to trust. It comes down to relationships, and it comes down to, once again, being back healthy as an organization.
David Jones, PA Media Group. Chris, when a new quarterback comes in the huddle, I think guys usually look at him, try to get a look at his eyes and how his voice is. Mm-hmm. Describe what Trace was like.
Yeah, when Trace came into the huddle, I mean, he's the same confident guy that we know throughout all of our practices. He wasn't worried at all. He knew, and he was really confident in himself, and we were confident in him as well, that he was going to be able to come in and get the job done. So, I mean, we weren't worried at all. We're very confident in Trace and his abilities, and I think he showed that today.
And when he got a couple of throws in there that were on the mark, did you notice a little bit more confidence? I mean, he had to be a little more confident after a couple of throws.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. When you first come in, you kind of sort of have to get your feet wet a little bit, and then after those first couple of throws that were completed, I think you saw a little bit of a confidence boost for him. It's just a matter of getting his feet wet and then moving forward, and then the fact that we were able to go up and make a couple of plays for him, I think was really big.
I noticed a shift in him as well once we started making some plays and scored some touchdowns. Him coming to the sideline, he was fiery, had emotion, and that's kind of the next step. At that point, up till then, he kind of was doing his job. where at the quarterback position, you need that leadership as well. And after he made a few plays, he came to the sideline with a lot of confidence, a lot of emotion, talking to the guys, encouraging the guys. And that's the next step for him.
Right here, Paul.
Chris, both of you, I've known Reese a million times. When you're watching him, and you're obviously watching him like a hawk, trying to figure out what's clicking and what's not clicking for him. What is that specific moment? Was there one today, that a specific moment where you saw Trey start to kind of click into place and you thought he might gain some momentum?
From a player's perspective?
I don't think it was necessarily one particular moment. I think when he threw that first touchdown to Geno in the corner, I think that was really big for his confidence, and he was like, all right, let's go. You know, he came to the sideline, like Coach was saying, he was fiery, he was showing a lot of emotion, and that was big for us as well as being his teammates. You know, we all rallied behind him, and it was just, all right, let's go. It's time to do it. We have confidence in our team and in our ability to make a comeback.
I would have said the same thing. He extended the play. Geno goes up and makes a play for him. And as a quarterback, you know, that's what you want to do. You want to put the ball in positions where guys got a chance to make plays, and then they got to make plays for him, and they did.
Jeff.
Coach, Jeff, Associated Press, how much was Christian involved in the second half? Did he work with Trace? Did he talk with him? Did he help him along?
Yeah, I thought Christian was really good on the sideline. You know, he was right there next to me with a headset on. Coach Ronnie was in the booth, and he sent some messages down a couple times that, you know, we wanted to communicate with Trace, and Christian was able to help with those things as well. So he was really good. You know, I saw him supporting him. I saw him encourage him. He brought up a couple things that he was seeing in coverage and things like that. So they have a very close relationship. You know, really all the quarterbacks do and all the positions do. So it's great to see them supporting one another. And I think part of it is Christian having confidence in Trace as well.
Two more questions.
Ross Levy, DC Point Center for Chris. There's been a handful of times where you've been a catalyst to give the offense a charge this season. It must have been nice, though, to also see Deshaun and Geno have some really nice moments in this game do the same thing.
Yeah, definitely. I think anytime any of the guys in our receiving core or honestly on our offense make plays, I think it's a big momentum boost for us. You know, just like being as close as I am with the receivers, just seeing Deshaun and Geno be able to score touchdowns, you know, and be able to get the ball rolling a little bit was huge. And I think you guys can see that when we were celebrating in the end zone. You know, anytime somebody makes a big play, we want to celebrate. We want to feel good about it.
Last question.
Before you guys are out to here, Chris, this is for you. You had a huge bowl game last year, and you talked about how that confidence was a springboard to you this year. If Trace is the guy next year, how much do you think, you've gone through that, how much do you think that this kind of game and this kind of performance can help him over the next few months achieve those goals?
Yeah, I definitely think it has the potential to be big for him. You know, it's just a matter of how he approaches the offseason. You know, we're all ready to get back to work. You know, we're going to watch the film, learn from our mistakes, and then we're ready to get back to work. And we're going to play a big role as a team, you know, just kind of helping each other out and building each other's confidence, just growing with our team chemistry. And so I think it's going to be a big offseason for Trace and as well as the rest of our quarterbacks, you know.
That's it. Thank you. Players will be available outside the locker room. We'll have Georgia coming in next.